Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Chopping It Up with Uncle Sean, the podcast. It is another wonderful day to be alive. Any day that you wake up, you got a chance to do better than the day before, and you also have a chance to right any wrongs. And, listen, petty beefs, petty arguments, if you get a chance, go ahead and squash them because you never know if that's the last time you get a chance to talk to a person. You never know. And you don't want the last thing that you said to somebody to be something awful. You know, if you've ever had that happen to you, you know how it makes you feel. So, you know, go ahead and squash it, apologize, whatever. Just a little advice from your Uncle Sean. Today on the podcast, I'm gonna start off talking about something that I generally stray away from, but you ever see something where it's like, okay, that's it. I've had enough. It's just this is ridiculous. It's going too far, and there has to be something more to what we're witnessing than what we're witnessing. I remember back in 2016 when Donald J. Trump was running for president, and I was like, ain't no way in the world that Donald Trump, The Apprentice, I think that's the name of that show. I didn't watch it. You're fired. That guy. The guy who is one of the few people on earth who can bankrupt a casino. Guy who has been sued more times. He's probably got the world record for being sued. Contractors, people who've worked for him, women. And this was before the felonies and all that. I was like, there ain't no way in the world he can win the presidency. He ain't gonna get the nomination. The Republican nomination. Ain't no way. Shh. Lo and behold, not only did he get the nomination, but he won the presidency. Man. And I'm gonna tell you something. After that happened, I said out loud, I said, now that Donald Trump has been elected president, there's nothing that I don't believe can't or won't happen. There's nothing that you can tell me about that I'll be like, oh, that can't happen. Not now. And the presidency, the first one went about as how you would expect. Millions of people died. There was a lot of comedy on the television screen. The man called Yosemite Yosemite. I thought I was gonna fall off my chair laughing. uh, he told people to shoot bleach up to get rid of the COVID, and that wasn't enough. Now, I've been accused of voting for Donald Trump because I didn't vote for Kamala Harris. You know how the Democrats say, if you don't vote for the Democrat, then that's like voting for Trump. I say, and I already made a podcast about it, that the Democrats threw the election by putting Kamala Harris in as the candidate. So, whatever. It's not my fault. It's the Democrats and the Republicans' fault. I am an independent and I voted for neither. Now, why am I bringing up President Trump when I normally wouldn't even, but listen, I saw something today that went beyond ridiculous. Because we've seen plenty of ridiculous with President Trump. But an actor slash producer and his wife was unalived by their son. That is a tragedy any which way you put it. No matter who it is, no matter what their race, creed, color, religious affiliation, political views, that is a tragedy. That is terrible. There's nothing good about that. Most people with a little sense and a little bit of class, if they're going to say something, they say something, I'm sorry for the family, condolences, whatever, whatever. What does President Trump do? He gets up there in front of the reporters and God and everybody, and he says some of the most heinous, ridiculous, mean, classless remarks that a president has ever said, I believe. When you are the president of the United States of America, they call you the leader of the free world. How are you going to be the leader of the free world with no class? How you going to be the president of the most powerful nation on earth and be intentionally mean, petty, spiteful, and utterly classless? Now, this man has been rich his entire life. So that is proof that money does not breed class. Because this man has showed no class. He's like a field trip from school, no class. Got that one from Fat Albert back in the day. And when I seen what he said about that man and his wife, and their son must have had severe Trumpitis or whatever the hell he came up with, I was like, wow. Are these the same people who ridiculed and jumped on President Obama for wearing a brown suit. Y'all remember that? Now look here. You can say a lot of things about the Obamas, but one thing you can't say is that they didn't have no class. Those were two of the most classiest people to ever walk the halls of the White House. And most of the presidents that I've seen in my lifetime have exhibited a level of class, a level of statesmanship. Not President Trump. Nope. Okay, and listen, at this point, it's like, okay, wait a minute now. Now, I know that Trump's running an agenda that certain people fall in line with. But you mean to tell me that you YT people are going to sit up here and follow a man who is an embarrassment on a daily basis because of his mouth and the fact that the man has no class? I mean, listen, when you see a group of people who follow someone no matter what they do, like they're entranced, like they've been brainwashed, like they've been hypnotized, mesmerized. I'm starting to believe there's something other going on. Now, the man said, I didn't say this, he said it. He ain't about to get into heaven. What kind of person says that? What who says that unless they know they've done some rotten bad things or they're born of hellacious stock. Is that a word? It is now. And people who scrutinize every single thing that President Biden done. If the man walked and he tripped a little bit, if the man slurred a word, if the man misspoke and said something, got a date mixed up, they jumped on his ass. But President Trump has put the foot of no classness in his mouth too many times to count. And this last one here, this was so ridiculous and mean and out the, like, listen, did his mother not teach him what most mothers teach their children? If you don't have nothing good to say, don't say nothing. Why couldn't he just say nothing? And if the reporter asked you about it, just say, hey, condolences, keep it moving. People get the picture. You don't like them. If that's what you're trying to convey, but to sit up and say something when they ain't even funeralized those people yet. You know, that is so low class, it's ridiculous. You can have all the money in the world, be born with a gold spoon in your mouth, and have zero class. And you got people following you, so they must have none either. If they don't see nothing wrong with it, then what does that mean? But yet you scrutinize everybody else. A man wore a brown suit. Yes, the suit was ugly. So what? All the Trump suits are ugly. They're all the same. And they look like they polyester or something. He don't be sharp. That shit look like it came right off the rack at J.C. Penney. It looked like a fucking uniform, really. Maybe it is. Huh. Come to think of it. I don't get it. How? Listen, that's an embarrassment. I mean, just an embarrassment. Have you people ever watched a movie called The Omen? Hey, look here. Look here. Something strange going on. For somebody who ain't really done no policies, has done nothing for the economy, eggs have. Remember, everybody was pissed off at Biden because of the price of eggs and rent and everything. Has anything went down? The only thing that's went down since President Trump has been in office is the respectability of the country. That's what's went down. Prices are sky high. Eggs are high. Milk is high. Everything high. And you don't hear nothing about nothing but some tariffs. And y'all going for that. Some of y'all about to lose your health care in a minute. It's about to be sky high. Now listen, when somebody's willing to damn near commit suicide to follow somebody, isn't that's supernatural damn near? That person must have powers. When they clearly do something that if anybody else done it, the same people who say nothing would be jumping up and down with both feet like a toddler when they don't get their way. And yet they say nothing. And they support him and they make excuses for it. And they act like they didn't hear it or didn't see it. Trump then fell asleep. How come it's okay for him to fall asleep during a meeting? I don't know. There's another movie called Fear No Evil came out in 1981. Maybe y'all need to watch that one too. Watch The Omen 1, 2, and 3, and then watch that movie Fear No Evil. Cause I wasn't even going. This wasn't even really what the podcast was supposed to be about. I was going to talk about something else, but it was like, wow. When I just thought about that, I was like, man, that's crazy. How that man gonna say that about them people? You know, you know about anybody, and you the president. I mean, look what he did with John McCain. He told John McCain, heroes don't get captured. He said that, and every military person in the country should have been pissed off. He insulted a Gold Star family. Remember that? Yo, I haven't seen nobody get away with as much as this man has got away with. And on top of all of that, he has no class whatsoever. The man served fast food hamburgers at the White House. That ought to tell you everything you need to know. That I mean, look, I don't know what to say. I can't say this though. It ain't my fault. It ain't my fault. Don't blame it on me. And it would be funny if it wasn't so serious, because it's like, dang, this guy has the power to start wars and destroy the earth, basically. And he's, you know, uh, evil. Yeah. What else can you call it? When somebody, just that mean, where you don't have no cut. I can't bring myself to say something nice about somebody who said that they didn't like me one time, or they wasn't going to vote for me, or something like that. And after they pass away, I can't bring myself to just, if I can't say something nice, to just say, hey, condolences to their family. That's sad. It's tragedy. Instead, you make it about you, and you basically just, I mean, if I was their family, I'd be very insulted with what you said. Huh. You know, and it's crazy because when your buddy uh got necked, you didn't want nobody to say nothing that sounded halfway uh out the way about that guy. You know, oh, don't say nothing about, oh, no, no, no. You know, I just thought that that was crazy for the leader of the free world to go out of his way to say something that mean about some people that just got uh, unalived by their son. I don't know. I don't know. It just hit different to me with me for some reason, other than the stuff that he usually does. This just as bad. Yep. Well, I think I'm gonna keep this one short because this wasn't what it was gonna be about. So I'm gonna make this one this, and then I'll do what I was gonna say for real next time. You know, but I don't know if y'all are looking at it the way I am, but I'm like, wow, I don't think I've ever. I mean, look, uh, Bush, both Bushes, uh, I couldn't say they didn't have class. Maybe W was a little dingy with his reading, but I never saw him do nothing that I would call, you know, unclassy or classless. You know, I don't think I remember him saying anything that was ignorant. You know, I mean, no, I can't say I didn't say him say nothing ignorant. I mean, about somebody who had been deceased or something like that. He had enough sense and class to where I guess if he didn't want to say nothing nice, he didn't say nothing. And I don't remember any other. Let me see. The first president I can remember would be Jimmy Carter. I don't, and I know good and well Jimmy Carter didn't say nothing out the way. That probably the nicest president we had as far as personality wise. Reagan, even Reagan had class. Him and his wife exuded a level of elegance and class. You know, they was a Hollywood couple. Nah, he was a mean bastard when it came to some of his policies. Then you had the Bushes, the Clintons. They, you know, besides the little Lewinsky stuff, I mean, that was a little. I could say maybe. Look, I don't think that Bill Clinton was the first president to get a blowjob in the Oval Office, and he certainly won't be the last. I don't think, but he got caught. So I'm gonna give him a strike on his class for that. Yeah, that was a little classless, getting caught. You know. Yep. But yeah, this has been Uncle Sean chopping it up with Uncle Sean, the podcast. My labor of love. I enjoy doing this. I do this for me. I guess you could call it my therapy or whatever, you know. And I'm a little rough around the edges with it right now, but like I say, I'm getting better. I'm learning every day, and my small audience will grow with me, and we will grow together. And hopefully, I uh, bring maybe some enlightenment or some maybe conversation starters or talking points into your life. So, on that note, I would like y'all to all be safe, watch each other's back, and make up with anybody you got a little petty beef with. This has been Uncle Sean signing out. You know what it is.